I was looking at the reviews of Citizen Kane earlier on Letterboxd, just to make sure that my numbers I'm giving are in a line now
Oh,
after my
Oh my
oh
God.
man.
but
That's a bummer, dude. That sucks to hear.
but
Have a spine.
just kidding. I'm kidding. I just wanted to see what other people thought about it.
I don't know.
And it kind of sucks that if we ever have a famous person on the show, Jeffrey can't be on the show because they have to be our featured guest for the week.
Right.
Stop. Wait, what?
That's true. Jeffrey, I'll be honest. You have been the featured guest for so many episodes that I forgot that you were the featured
featured
guest and what
guest,
that means.
No, we're
That's
just
why
not like
Max is the host. He keeps
We
us
do
on
that
track.
every episode. We do that bit every episode.
yeah, but we're so used to you. You know, we forget that you're on a contract. You're like week to week. You're like a substitute teacher. You know, it's like
Or like a substitute teacher.
For real, for a while, maybe for the past like 8 episodes, it's been like you're a real member of the show.
it's gonna be really sad when you're not. It's gonna be really sad when we start switching our featured guests.
It's
But
been
we'll
nice
move
though,
on.
Jeffrey. It's been really,
It's been
it's
great.
been
We'll
really
move
nice.
on,
Good run.
and that's
You've had a good like 16 episode run.
has it really been 16 episodes that he's been the featured guest?
Well,
This is number 16.
We technically haven't. He could piss us off in the next couple minutes, and we could boot him. I haven't announced him yet. I've been taking a dance class, and the guy who comes in to teach ballroom after wears an ascot, and I hate him. Don't wear ascots. Don't wear ascots. Pro flight attendant, anti ascot. I'm saying that's an official stance of Gaslight Game Show. All right, we haven't done a ranking in a while. Most to least likely to wear an ascot on a like just a normal day.
Jeffrey's most. Number one, Jeffrey.
Come on.
It's gotta be true. It's gotta be true.
It's Jeffrey.
Number two, Avery.
Avery. Number three.
Genuinely, if I didn't just hear you talk about how much you hated ascots, I would put you at 3.
Yeah.
But
I think I have a harder stance on it than you do, so I'm 4.
yeah,
But
I think I'm 3.
I do think I'm 3 when it comes to ascot vibe. You
Mm.
know, though
Bingo.
I will say Josh dresses more preppy than me on he did have a sweater with an anchor on it, and I went, there's a third at the end of your name.
Okay, but
But,
Max,
I
I will
love that
say, if
sweater.
you saw one Instagram picture of someone you thought looked cool wearing an ascot, you'd do it the next day.
yeah, but you just fucked up. I don't think they could
Also-
look cool if they were wearing an ascot. It
But-
negates
Also,
it.
I'm
the
saying
whole
I think it's possible, and if you were like, yeah, I think that's a good look, the next day you would have one on.
I think yes, conceptually, not with an ascot because I've taken such a hard stance on them. But you are right. Anything, anything. I think if you can pull it off, you can pull it off. That guy with the gun looked dope. I was like, should I get a gun?
Also, there's no way an anchor sweatshirt is preppier than a sweater vest, right?
No.
I
Oh, yeah,
don't
sweater vests
wear
are way
sweater vests.
preppier.
I don't wear sweater vests. I said I would wear a sweater vest if you made me a Gaslight Game Show sweater vest, and no one's taken me up on it.
I don't know what you do now, but you used to.
I must be misremembering. Didn't you say that you did wear sweater vests? But now you don't.
Okay. All right. I've never fucking worn a sweater vest, and I'm okay. Actually, there's a picture.
You would look good in one though.
There's a picture of me as a child in a sweater vest, and I do look pretty cool in that picture. My aunt like slicked back my hair. All right.
It already crumbles.
We're gonna get going. We're gonna get started with episode 16 of Gaslight Game Show. Can I start again?
No,
What? Wait, did you mess up?
I messed up. Can I start again?
no.
What are the other options?
Going.
Do we say
We're
no?
live.
You
We're
don't get to
live.
start again. Yeah, sure.
Oh.
Take it again.
All right, everybody. Fuck. Okay.
Keep going, dude. They're not gonna know.
All right.
We'll edit this.
All
in.
right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 16 of Gaslight Game Show, Split Me In Twain. Gaslight Game Show is the only character-driven game show with real-world consequences. Every week, a movie is selected and we all watch it. And every week, each of our 3 contestants writes their own review for that movie. But, and here's the twist, not as themselves. They must concoct brand new characters and write in their voices. Before each episode, they swap their creations amongst themselves. They read each other's work here, live, for the first time, responding to questions as the characters they wrote for one another. The catch, I have to guess who originally wrote what. Every episode has a winner and a loser. Winners get rewarded, and losers get punished. No one's safe.
Losers get punished.
Not even me. As always, our contestants are Josh Horst,
Hello.
Avery Baker,
Hi.
and I'm your host, Max McCune. This week, we have a featured guest, Jeffrey Nolan. Jeffrey, would you tell everyone a bit about yourself?
I know it's a bit, but I would fight Helen Mirren for this featured guest spot. It's not real, but I would lay Helen Mirren up
Like
to
physically?
keep my spot. Yeah.
You would lay her up? Did you say lay her
Helen
up?
Mirren.
I would
Helen
lay her
Mirren-
up, dude.
Helen Mirren, as I'm sure you're watching the show, if you would like to accept Jeffrey's invitation to either fight or lay you up to interpretation what that means,
Like
reach out.
get her on her back, lay her up.
But if
Jeffrey-
you be on this show, we'll kick Jeffrey off immediately. Like, I
That
just want
is
to be clear
true.
about that.
That is true.
I
On
see.
that
It
note,
was. I think I said something I didn't mean.
Helen Mirren, we'd love to have you. Now, today, for episode 16, Jeffrey elected that we watch Citizen Kane, a movie that he thought would upset us. You could see on his face how disappointed he was when we didn't complain about it, like a toddler when you get tired and stop pretending their high fives hurt.
It
But before we discuss how Jeffrey thought he was owning us with one of the best movies ever made, we have business to attend to. Josh, what time is it?
Punishment time.
That's right. It is punishment time. Well done. Last week, Jeffrey won. But with winners come losers, and last week, Josh lost. And Josh, what do losers get?
Punished.
That's right. Josh lost, and as punishment, he has to rap about French history live. We hope you like this punishment because we made it up on the spot. MC Josh, are you ready to take us down to the dangerous side of town and drop some giggity bars about France?
Oh man.
That was tough.
That was really, really offensive. Wow. We.
I didn't write. I didn't write that part. Someone made me say that. I just took the coward. I just took the coward's way out and got rid of any culpability for that line. All right. Let's give it a go when you're ready, Josh.
Cool. Will everyone please go on mute?
Do you want me to like lay a beat or have you got it?
He's got
I've got it. I've got
Okay.
it. Please go on mute and stay on mute.
Missed opportunity.
The history of France, take off your pants. The history of France, take off your pants. The history of France, take off your pants. For the history of France, you better take off your pants. The history of France is too long. Sorry, no can do. I've got a shorter lesson for you. So listen up. Coq Guillaume Beret. Heard of it? Yeah, that's French. That's because 1916 was full of boys in the trench. But not just boys in the trench, standing up with working legs. No, these lads were limp like noodles and their nerves were all dead. Something was making everyone go numb, but luckily not every single Frenchman ever was dumb. Strolling beret when they weren't busy 69 did their research into illness and some trends that they were finding, pointed fingers at a brand new exciting form of illness where you couldn't move a muscle and it ruined your life. So it's got a name but no cure. They thought it wasn't fatal, but it's got high rates of mortality. And even if you live, and what a joy that is, you'll live with permanent disability. But the physical, that's easy. The hard part is your brain, where you stare at a ceiling as you slowly go insane, and your nerves burn like fire, and you don't sleep for weeks, and your body doesn't work the same. But I have no idea what it's like to use a wheelchair, and I never had to relearn to walk. twice. And I haven't spent months unmoving, going crazy. This is just a part of France's history that I like. So I hope you enjoyed your French history lesson, and I hope you're all happy with your choices. I was sexually abused by a medical professional. Let's sing the chorus. I want to hear all of your voices. The history of France. Take off your pants. The history of France. Take off your pants. The history of France. Take off your pants. For the history of France, you better take off your pants.
Can I just say that we asked him to make a cute little rap about some historical element of France, and his response was, "Fuck you, I was paralyzed." And that's
And that's the second time he's done that. That's
I
the
think-
second time he's pulled the "fuck you, I'm paralyzed"
I
card.
every
think
time
you-
he's funny, she's
I
like,
think
"Oh,
you
it hurt."
misheard. You misheard. He very clearly said in that rap he was not affected by Guillain-Barré syndrome. He was just
Oh, right.
yeah,
Yes.
Right.
Now, it's almost a cheating of the punishment, but I'm very, very impressed by it. So I think
It's no, it's not. It's a history of it's
It
it
is
is a part of the
history.
history of France.
I
It
would
is
told
part
him
of
it could
the
be
history of France.
anything.
We did
a
just kind of
very
vaguely say
specific part of
we
French
did just
history.
vaguely say about France. So
We should have remembered the one,
I was very
defense he had was of French.
yes, that is
origin.
true. I forgot about
Yeah,
that.
that's on us.
That is honest.
I was actually pretty impressed by the part when he was going pretty fast in full sentences about I don't know. That was
Max is gonna listen to this.
oh
I-
I would that was banger. That was a banger.
I really liked the way he rhymed France with pants.
I just
That was real clever.
I
But
think that's probably for-
well done, Josh. How do you feel about it?
I feel fine. It was, I don't know, it's one of those things where France's history is really long, and so I thought, what's the thing I can focus on?
yeah,
I like the part about Guiana and 69. All right, well, let's move on. Before we dig too deep into that. Now, before we hear what these three wrote, we're gonna recap the movie. On IMDb, the synopsis for Citizen Kane is: following the death of publishing tycoon Charles Foster Kane, reporters scramble to uncover the meaning of his final utterance, Rosebud. Let's hear our rankings of the movie 1 through 10 and a brief, if you can manage, explanation of why. Who wants
Okay.
one?
I picked this movie because it felt like movie homework, and I thought it was going to be shitty, and I did it trying to make it a punishment. And then you all said you were going to be really excited about it, and I said, "Oh, okay." Nope, I didn't like it at all. It was boring as shit, and I really feel like I played myself because I thought that movie was a fucking slog. I'm going to give that a 4.5 for just being nothing. I didn't like that movie even a little bit, and I feel like a chump. It was 2 fucking hours. It was too long. The newsreel at the beginning was like 15 fucking minutes, and it was all like they say like, "Oh, don't make a movie that's just flashbacks because it's not as engaging, right? Like you want to do something pleasant." It was only flashbacks. You just watch somebody talk about other shit that I didn't like it. 4.5.
Whoa, okay. Hot
You
take.
are a chump, and I would give it a 9. I liked the movie. I thought it was visually interesting and engaging. I really did. I liked it. I watched it on a plane, and there were only like 2 times I wanted to fast forward through it.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna give it like a 8.5. I mean, it's slow, but it is we sometimes forget that Jeffrey doesn't like movies, and Citizen Kane's the movie. Citizen Kane is the movie. It's a movie,
Boring.
and it is impossible to watch it without understanding the context of it. Orson Welles is fucking dope. Orson Welles got his first big acting job by walking into a theater in Ireland and telling them he was a famous actor in London, and you just couldn't check shit like that back then. So they let him put on a play.
That's pretty cool.
Also, I did not know. I thought Rosebud was a woman. Just I've heard about this my whole life. Like I've heard Rosebud, and I always thought it was like a woman he was in love with, like a Great Gatsby situation. Did not know it was a sled.
That's-
Well, now I guess you know.
Yeah.
Max, if it makes you feel better, I also didn't know that.
Yeah, I don't want to be on the same side as you.
I also didn't know that, but I was like, oh, he's Russian. Like Rosebud is red and the butler is Russian, and he was way too like, I'm an American. It turns out he was just an American. That was just something
Yeah.
they put in there.
I give it an 8. I really liked it a lot. I've seen this movie before. I only give it an 8. I would give it I'd probably give it a 9. But it's not a movie that I watch for enjoyment necessarily, and I save my 9s and 10s for movies that I really enjoy, I think. And I think 8 is appropriate for me because it's just a type of movie that just isn't made anymore. I love the sets. I absolutely love them. From the first shot of the manor, like you don't see that. You never see that anymore. It's fantastic to get to witness it. Like those old giant sets like Ben-Hur and Cleopatra, like they're just massive. And it blows your mind because you can like realistically, if you were standing in it, it was like you were there. But
So sick.
yeah.
Okay, this one might be like Five Nights at Freddy's was to Max, where I'm like, okay, maybe I went a little hard on it. I think maybe. Also knowing that Max rated Five Nights at Freddy's higher than I rated Citizen Kane.
Okay, but that is not all ridiculous on my part. That's us meeting in the middle of being absurd.
Right, it's both of us. It's both of us.
I will say I am getting a lot of like enjoyment of the fact that I was so mad about you picking Five Nights at Freddy's and did not enjoy watching that movie, and you picked a movie you thought we'd all hate and you hated it, and we all had a fine time.
Yep, I'm feeling like a major chump.
Well, there we go. That's it for you. 8 from the 3 people who know about movies and 4.5 from Jeffrey. Now, on to casting, the next section. Consider with me, everyone. For this film, if you were tasked with utilizing the people you see in front of you, are there particular roles you'd assign to each? Any dream casts, hunches, or hot takes? Who, where, and why? What are we thinking?
Okay, I was thinking about this a bit. I think because we're kind of always a twofer, I think Josh and I are the second wife and the music teacher. That's what I think, Josh and I. I think I'm the second wife and Josh is the music teacher just yelling at me.
I think it'd be kind of cute if like we were all in the same scene too. So like, can I be like the piano
The
player?
piano player? Because you're also more on like Josh's side than my side. Yeah,
Yeah, sure.
that totally tracks.
Sure.
I would
That
love to
totally
be that
tracks.
guy. I would love to be that guy.
No, you would rip. That would be really good.
That's
No, and
great.
she's like kind of like Norwegian. No, it makes sense. I
Like the
think
Pavarotti guy. I love that.
I just want to get yelled at by Josh for my lack of talent, but I've just still catapulted. I failed upwards my whole.
That is actually, that's the dream. That's the dream.
That's the dream. That's the dream.
Yeah,
So
she's real unhappy with that shit. I'm like, ride that wave, baby, you know?
you're
Yeah.
good. That's a paycheck for the rest of your life, and it doesn't even matter how well you do.
It's like
You know
Florence
that now.
Foster Wallace. She could have gone that way, but no.
Yeah. So that's my casting.
I think that's good.
Say David Foster. Did you just say David Foster Wallace?
No, Florence.
Oh,
And
I
I
thought you-
could be saying the middle 2 names wrong.
it's Florence. Isn't it Jenkins? Isn't it Florence Foster Jenkins?
No, not anymore.
You said you just mixed.
This is my new combo of people.
You just mixed Florence Foster Jenkins with Infinite Jest author Foster Wallace. That'd be the most annoying person of all time. A mix of David Foster
really
Wallace
would.
and Florence Foster Jenkins. All right, yes, that's good.
Consider the
That's
Florence.
good.
Right.
Who do I get to play?
Oh,
Is there a 4th person in that scene?
Is there? I don't remember.
No, it's just the 3 of them.
I'll be the piano.
No, Kane walks in.
Well,
He walks in, but he doesn't.
I don't feel like that's Max though.
Well,
Why?
Max, what do you feel like you are?
Why can't I play Charles Foster Kane? Maybe I want to play Charles Foster Kane.
Do you
I mean, you can want to. I just don't like. We're talking like Dreamcast. I just don't.
do you think you're Kane?
I think I'm Orson Welles. I'm the Orson Welles of the group.
I feel like
Actually, Josh is the Orson Welles of the group.
Yeah, but Josh is already the piano teacher, so
Yeah.
That's true.
the voice teacher.
the voice teacher.
Yeah.
Is this a bit brewing? Is there a bit brewing here about?
It's so crazy that that we've done this so many times, and you assume every single time that we're doing something nuts. We're literally giving you the chance to cast yourself.
Do you know how much time this takes?
We're moving
Getting
on.
to talk
No,
about
who
this
do you
whole time? No,
actually-
stop.
Who do you actually think you should be? Because you said Kane, like, jokingly, but like, who
No,
do you
I don't want to
actually
play
think you'd
Kane.
be?
I don't want to play Kane.
Right. You're getting mad that we're not casting you as the character you don't want to be.
Who's the guy? What's the name of the guy who raises him?
Like the
The
Meanie.
trust hedge fund guy?
Yeah.
Mr. Meanie.
What is his name?
You
Last
could be
name's
the
Kane.
sled that he got him.
Isn't his name like Thatcher or something?
Wait, Avery, what did you say?
You could be the sled that he got him.
Slut. Rosebud?
Yeah,
My-
yeah,
my
yeah, yeah.
Oh my god.
Are you casting me as Rosebud?
Yeah.
I am.
Wait,
Your
it.
name is
Explain
like
it. Explain it.
Oh yeah.
Explain why I'm playing Rosebud.
Oh, okay. Well, remember in Fight Club how you were like, you were Meatloaf, who's the actual character's name I don't remember, because it's like, oh, like we say your name over and over again because you kind of like, you want to be important. Rosebud is like the main point of the story. And so like if you want to be the driver of the story, none of this happens if he doesn't say the word Rosebud before he dies, right? Like that's what the journalist is trying to figure out. What is Rosebud? You are the main question of the narrative.
Not only that,
bigger
Rosebud,
than-
kind of a princess track. You come in at the beginning and then nothing until the final shot of the movie. The last thing you see.
Yeah, you're the first word, and then you're the image. You're like the conceptual image that's mirrored in that
And
film.
Max is nothing if not our princess.
You're saying that as long as I am of some significance, I'd be fine playing an inanimate object.
I mean, you could pull it off.
The driving force behind the narrative of the story.
All right. Unable to play Kane, but so important that I could play the sled.
Well,
there we go.
It's
There-
omnipresent. It is the movie.
All right, we're moving
hangs
on.
over you.
Now we're moving on to the
Being
review
weird about this.
section. Let's go over the specifics of the review section. These three motherfuckers watched Citizen Kane and randomly generated a name. I hate the casting section. I never know what you're doing. I never know what you're doing.
You're insane.
These three freaks watched Citizen Kane and randomly generated a name, age, and location for their character. Everything else you hear is all them. They used those prompts to create a character and then wrote a movie review in their voice. You'll hear each of them read 4 main sections in character: character bios, get to know you questions, improvised responses, and the movie review. All but the improvised responses have been written for them beforehand. This is also the first time the contestants have seen each other's work. It's a cold read. They very well may have no idea what they're about to say. And I have no idea which of them made what character and corresponding review. The writer is not necessarily the reader, and I have to guess who wrote what. They're trying to trick me because if I get them all wrong, I lose. But if I get even one right, then whichever one of them I score lowest is the loser. No matter what, someone's getting shafted. There will always be a loser, and
Losers get punished.
Losers get punished.
We'll start.
Losers get punished.
Oh, that was good timing, dude. Hell yeah.
We'll start by getting to know each character with a structured interview, do some off-the-cuff Q&A as a group, and to finish off, we'll hear the reader's movie review. Our first reader is Josh. Josh, would you please introduce your character and give us the title of your review?
My name is Joshua Kurth. I'm 14 years old. I live in Woodbridge, Connecticut. The title of my review is Your Mom.
All right, Joshua. Joshua, would you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Fine. I'm Joshua, and you're my son because I'm the guy who fucked your mom. I fucked your mom.
Okay, Joshua.
I absolutely banged her, and she loved it. And then she had you, but she doesn't love you. She only loves my rock hard dick.
Oh my God. Joshua. Joshua, this is a lot.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't hear you over the sound of me still fucking your mom right now. You can't see it, but she's off screen sucking my penis.
Joshua. Joshua, we're gonna move on to the
We're
question.
gonna move on to that.
Joshua, you're a teenager.
We're a teenager.
Do you prefer
Do you
emailing,
prefer,
texting, or
do you
talking?
prefer
over the
texting or
phone?
talking?
Joshua.
Joshua, I fucked your mom.
Are you gonna answer the question, Joshua?
I didn't hear you say the question.
Do you prefer emailing, texting, or talking over the phone?
I don't use any of those things, you idiot. I use clapback. It's new, and you've never heard of it because you're old. I sext on there. I sext your mom. You're a fucking loser. Your
Joshua,
mom should have aborted you. I told her to, but she didn't listen. Moms never listen. They make you go on boring homework podcasts with nerds to punish you for something that wasn't even your fault. I was trying to be nice. I wanted to welcome Gary to the family. I thought he liked squirrels. I hate Gary. I wish he wasn't here.
Oh my God.
Joshua, this is I'm curious. The squirrel. What are your hobbies, Joshua? What do you do?
Fuck your mom.
I walked into that one. I shouldn't have fucking asked you that. Is that a lighter?
I smoke weed and cigarettes. I party a lot and with girls. I like to light fires. I like to be out of control. I like to blow up firecrackers and scare people. I'd like to scare some people a lot. I'd like to scare some people away. But my favorite hobby is your mom. I do that one a lot. I do that one every single day.
Okay.
I'm going to marry your mom.
It's nice you're gonna at least marry her. That's nice. Does anyone else have any questions they'd like to ask Joshua?
Yeah, I have a question for Joshua. Joshua, what's your favorite thing about Max's mom?
Oh my God.
Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck is this guy? Don't fucking talk to me. Roo, roo, roo. Roo, roo. My favorite thing about Max's mom?
No, all right, we're gonna move on to the next question.
My favorite thing about Max's mom? You want to know my favorite thing about Max's mom?
Watch yourself, Joshua.
I can describe it to you right now because it's
Nope.
happening to my penis under the table.
All right.
It's
Avery, you got any questions for Josh?
it's very strong, and it's been going on for a long time.
Okay, Joshua. Any questions?
Joshua, are there any problems going on at home right now?
Hey,
Hey.
what's up? I'm 14.
Okay, Joshua.
Go ahead, Max.
Joshua, what did you think of the
What grade
movie?
are you in? What grade are you in?
What grade am I in?
No, not you, fucking idiot.
Oh,
You.
the girl.
A
the
very.
girl.
What grade are you in? A very?
Max, you can go ahead.
All right. Avery's a employee.
I'm a
of
super
Gaslight
senior.
Gameshow.
I'm a super senior.
I'll clap back you later.
Clap.
Okay.
Nope.
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 All right. Joshua, what
Mark.
did you think of the movie?
It was stupid. Stupid movie. It made no sense. They should have left Kane alone. He was happy the way things were. Kane hates change. It makes Kane angry. That movie makes me angry. And when I'm angry, I like to fuck your mom. I like to fuck her. I like to kiss her on the lips and be nice to everyone. I call her and I tell her I love her. And I fuck her. I like to fuck your mom. And I hate you. I hate my son.
Whoa.
You have to call me dad. Call me dad.
No.
Call me dad.
No.
Call me dad.
No.
Call me dad.
Absolutely not.
Call me dad.
Not a chance.
Call me dad.
I'm not gonna call you dad.
Call me dad.
Joshua.
Call me dad.
Joshua.
Call me dad.
Is this because of Gary?
I fucked your mom.
That was fucking good. That was funny. What did everyone think of our first character, Joshua? The aptly named Joshua.
Yeah.
Gary is such a stepdad name. Like I've never,
Yeah.
if your name is
that
Gary,
was
you're gonna
good.
be a stepdad. That's not, no choice.
Wow.
Crazy.
He's hurting. He's
I
hurt.
felt the 14-year-old from him. That was good. That was good, Josh.
Thank you.
Well, I guess I'm supposed to guess who wrote it.
What is your job for sure?
Well, I thought you might have more comments. I'm gonna guess Jeffrey. Just throwing one out there. I'm gonna guess Jeffrey for that one. We'll see. We'll see. Listeners, don't forget to comment what you think, because inevitably we're going to have a big body of evidence of the audience being better at guessing than I am, and it's going to piss me off. But I won't believe you unless there's written evidence, okay? So our next reader is Avery. Avery, would you please introduce your character and give us the title of your review?
Yes. Okay. The name's Valentine. Curtis Valentine. I'm 35 years old, finally old enough to be president. What a waste. I am a natural born American. Could even be president. What a waste. The title of my review is At the Devil's Doorbell, You Always Knock Twice.
Wow, that's one of my favorite titles we've had yet. All right, Curtis, would you tell us a little bit about yourself?
The only people who call me Curtis are my mother and the back of my door. Curtis Valentine. Private eye. If I had any friends, they'd call me Kurt, because I always get straight to the point. That's why I'm the best at what I do. Or I was, till she came around. I may be Kurt, but at 5'2", she was short. Blonde with
Stupid.
Ooh, blonde with green eyes and blue eyeballs, if you know what I mean. She ran through my life like a Taco Bell quesarito, and just like a sucker with just like a sucker with IBS and a propensity towards drive-through Mexican food, I never stood a chance, and I loved it. I was higher than Seth Rogen on Thanksgiving. Until last week. When the missus asked me for something I'd never heard of before. That one question ripped me from Cupid's intoxicating anthrax into a reality colder and wetter than the shower on Jimmy Fallon's Sex Island. No PI worth his salt would stand by when there were questions to be answered. So I packed my bag, and I left our Bora Bora honeymoon and swore right then and there not to look at her in the face until I had cracked the case for myself.
Whoa, all right. Valentine, what have you done that you didn't like the first time, but would be willing to give another shot?
Donating a kidney.
Valentine.
And anal.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Valentine, what's something that you completely just don't understand?
Record players and microwave ovens.
Honestly, wow, good answer. All right. Does anybody have any questions they would like to ask?
Valentine, what's in that glass?
This young man is 3 fingers of whiskey.
How many of
Looks
those
it.
you had? How many of those you had tonight?
Mind your business, boy.
Okay, there we go. Jeffrey, any questions?
Yeah, Valentine, how do you think a microwave works?
You know, you're not the first person to ask me that, but if I knew, that wouldn't have been the answer to my question. That's why I'm a PI and you're just a small boy with curly hair and glasses. I ask better questions.
Got a lot of flack.
Yeah, you're catching strays today, Jeffrey.
Mm.
Valentine, what did you think of the movie?
After leaving my dame in the strong arms of the bellboy at the St. Regis, I sunk into that case faster than a puppy in quicksand. First rule of being a world-class PI, everything's a clue. I went over my baby doll's request again and again, but the more I searched, the less I understood. Desperate, defeated, I drained my sorrows in 12 fingers of whiskey and CMT, the classic movie channel. That's when I saw it. Citizen Kane, an old picture, but a good one. The first word of that movie gave me a rush that I hadn't felt since I was a little boy watching Mrs. Smithy in the garden in a low-cut blouse. Rosebud. My sugar-eyed wife had asked if I could find her rosebud. I couldn't hardly believe that this old-timer's film had cracked my case wide open. It wasn't easy, though, let me tell you. That film moved like an electric scooter at a grocery mart. Slowly. I thought all hope was lost until just at the very end, I saw it. And thank God I did. Now I've got my ticket back to Bora Bora with the thing my new bride wants most, a brand new sled. That's it.
Does
This was Coca-Cola in a glass, by the way.
does your wife want you to find her clitoris?
Impossible.
I don't know, he's dead now. I
No
will never
way.
get to ask.
There's no way
Yeah.
the wife would want that. That's
No.
Well,
crazy.
women hate that. Take it from
I
me.
hate that.
Did you say take it from me?
Take
Take
from me.
it from Max.
That's
Women
not what they
hate
want.
that.
They love when you don't do it. Okay. All right. What did everyone think of our second character?
I liked Valentine, and I want to let Jeffrey speak, but I do want to hear, Max, what women do want you to do. If
Women-
they,
Same
if
question.
they
Women-
don't.
Women want you to pay women want you to be done really quickly and not make too much of a fuss about it, not make too much of a mess, and they want you to not they don't like when you warm them up. They don't like that. They like when you just go for it. They like when you're they like there's nothing leading up, no build up. They hate tension. They hate tension and they hate foreplay. Just so you know. Don't ever try it because they don't like it.
Women
Is the word
say
you're looking for dry?
Dry. They like it dry. They like it
like it
dry.
dry.
They like it dry and quick. Dry and quick.
women
wait.
say,
Like
why
that.
don't you hold your own balls?
Are you asking women to are you asking women to hold your balls? What's going on here, Jeremy? We've delved pretty deeply into this. What do we think of Curtis Valentine? Our sex tip episode will come if we get enough people asking for it. And
No one
by
is gonna
enough,
listen.
and by enough I mean literally one person
Please
asked for
don't do that to us. Please don't ask. I am sitting here begging you, whoever you are, to not ask.
All right. Any thoughts on Curtis Valentine?
I liked him. He was a straight shooter.
He was a straight shooter. I'm a
I
fan.
liked that.
What a man.
Class act.
The concept of a private eye who can find everything but his wife's clitoris is pretty good. It's pretty good. But she doesn't even want him to. They don't like that. All right. I'm gonna guess that this
Pulling
one.
down on that.
I'm gonna guess that this one was written by Avery because of the clitoris.
And only
You
women have
know-
clitoris.
You know that character wasn't a woman, right, Max?
Yeah.
Well, there's been no woman character yet for me to shove Avery into the box of. Maybe I can
So
only.
any
Right.
character
No.
that mentions woman body part, woman
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, woman, right, woman.
That's how you talk in my head.
All right. Listeners, put down your guesses and all of your seconds to my sex advice that you all agree with very much. And give me any reviews. Give me your reviews after you use it. Our last reader is Jeffrey. Jeffrey, please introduce your character and give us the title of your.
My name is Basil C. Forbes. I am 25 years old and I live in the city of Big Shoulders, the beating heart of Illinois. The title of my review is 8 out of 10. Whoopee.
Interesting. All right. Basil, Basil?
Basil C.
Basil.
Forbes.
Basil C. Forbes, would you tell us a little bit about yourself? I'm
Hey.
also from Chicago, just so you know. I don't know if you knew that.
Hey, weren't you listening the first time? You twit. I'm not bumping gums. Keep your ears up, face. The
Oh.
name's Basil Charlie Forbes, heir to the full Forbes fortune. As my older brothers are still alive and well, there's no real ownership probabilities. So, with bacon to burn, I've made it my own personal purpose to be the worst no-goodnik here in the 312. I've been spending all my time slugging giggle juice and looking for broads to shake a leg with. Pitching woo, if you know what I mean. I like going after malls, chasing tail. Being dizzy with a dame blows my wig faster than a mouthful of mule. Not that you'd understand much about that, slow Joe. I don't like the cut of your jib. You look like you'd gum the works of your own gizmo if you ever got lucky enough to haul a dish.
All right. Okay. Basil, I feel like you were coming in pretty hot at me. Basil, would you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Were you not listening the first time, you twit? I'm not
sorry.
bumping gums. Keep your ears up, face.
You caught me off guard a little bit. Sorry. You really are. You're really throwing me
The
off.
name's Basil Charlie Forbes. Heir to the full
No,
Forbes
Basil.
fortune.
We'll move on. Basil, what is your favorite quote?
The first man gets the oyster. The second man gets the shell. Andrew Carnegie. But I'm not just going after the oyster. These flippers are getting the melons, drumsticks, dingleberry, cornhole. Hell, I'm fixing to cook dinner with every tomato and heels here in Mud City. I'll be belly up before I'm the second man. Not like you, Egg. Your textbook. Your textbook second man.
A second man? All right. Not a fan. Not a fan so far, Basil. Basil, you seem like a real sweetheart. What was your longest relationship?
A few days at most. I'm too busy rolling to keep something going for too long. I'm out pacing the stomping grounds every night, looking to make a ring-a-ding-ding at a local romp. Always scouting out for some willing twist I can take on back to the cave. We'll be making whoopee all night. But don't be thinking that I'm only worried about my own gut wrench. I look after the dames I bring back. I'm always down there taking on her gravy bowl too. Hopefully, with a heaping handful of spinach planted all the way up her mons pubis.
I didn't understand a word of that second. Does anybody have any questions they would like to ask Basil?
Yeah, I do. If the first man gets the oyster and the second man gets the shell, what does the third man get?
The third man gets a swift kick in the keister for not being quick enough to get some sweet patootie with him back to his cave.
Thank you.
Baz, what is your favorite food?
Oh, now that's a good question there. All kinds of foods here in these parts. But as the saying goes, the oyster is my own personal favorite. I like to slurp it out of its nesting ground, feeling it slide all the way down the little trickle neck I got going on here. And then I just let it sit in my tummy. I'll tell you what, those oysters make a mighty fine first course and what I hope to be a full many-course meal with whatever dame I bring on back home. First course, I stuttered too much. I'm going to end it there.
All right, Basil, what did you think of the movie?
I had a dull with, so otherwise indisposed. But a crumb like you'd just be ogling the talkie. As for me, I was too busy giving honey coolers to her bubs to take much in. My stroker was so far up her futs, she was leaking out the side door.
Oh my god. Oh, is that oh.
Like I said, indisposed.
Okay. Sounds like you had a great time, Basil. I can't fault you for that. All right.
Oh, yeah.
What did everyone think of our friend Basil?
I think at some point we should evaluate how many characters are like, I didn't watch the movie. Just see if that corresponds with the writer. Yeah. No, Basil needs some serious professional help, but I did kind of feel like he was the younger version of the elderly character that we often see Jeffrey play.
Yes.
For some reason, they had very similar energies to me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the same voice. The voice is not much.
Yeah, just a little younger.
That being a
That was the
25
same voice.
that being a
Oh, it was me.
25-year-old. Yeah. That is funny. You know what? Don't hate the player, hate the game. Good for Basil.
So true.
Basil also likes it dry and quick.
No, it sounds like Basil has a easier time than you do, Max. I hate to say that, but
Sounds like Basil's the first man.
Yeah,
I think there was a lot of slipping and oyster analogies. Yeah.
that's true. I have lost the plot with who I think wrote what. I am really going to be shooting in the dark when I guess Avery was my. No, I guessed Avery. I said Josh is my leftover guess for this one. I've got no idea. What I guess is as much a mystery to me as it is to all of you. We'll see when the time comes. So I'm not going to lock in my answers yet. Now that we've heard all the reviews, we're going to hear our fuck, marry, kill rankings for the 3 characters we've been introduced to. Don't worry, dear listener. If there are children, we immediately kill them. All children must die. And this week, we get to kill Joshua. Good, because fuck him. So, kill Joshua. And then we have Basil and Valentine left over. Now, I think I'm going to marry Valentine and fuck Basil.
That's the right
Yeah,
answer.
I think that's, I mean,
Though I will say
like Basil went on about how much he could fuck, and
Yeah.
Valentine went on about how he couldn't find his wife's clit. So I
Yeah,
think that kind of is
yeah.
pretty
But I
clear.
feel like Valentine's determined to figure it out eventually. That's a
Yeah, he'll
long-term
figure it out.
commitment.
I was about to say Valentine has
true.
resolve, and I think
He's hunting.
I agree with the unanimous edict because I
say
think he's going to turn this
Basil-
franchise around.
Basil's rich, but I don't think he'd be that generous to you, So I think Valentine, you at least get the emotional
You
riches.
fuck him. You get pregnant. You
Yeah.
sue him
There
for
you
child
go.
support. You stay with your very supportive, not very smart husband.
We
Honestly-
don't have that option.
That's the
We
American dream.
cannot get pregnant.
You speak for yourself.
But you do have the real life option of fucking Basil and marrying Valentine.
That is true.
Okay,
This
cool.
is very serious, Avery. This is very serious. Don't fuck around.
Yeah,
Come on.
making sure we're all on the same
Keep
point.
up.
Okay,
Keep up.
cool.
All right. So before we officially learn who wrote what, I have to blindly rate the writing and reading we've enjoyed. The scoring categories are, as always, 5 points for the funniest written review, which review made you laugh the most. 4 points for the best written review, which review was crafted most cohesively. 3 points for the most developed character, which written character feels most alive. 2 points for the best improvised response, which contestant gave the best improvised response, and 1 point for the best improvised question, which contestant asked the best improvised question. So, working from the bottom up, 1 point, best improvised question, which contestant asked the best improvised question. I'm going to give it to Avery, asking what the third man gets with the oyster. I like that one. Listened very well to the writing, and then went running with it. 2 points for the best improvised response. Which contestant gave the best improvised response? I'm going to give it to Josh trying to fuck Avery after she asked a question. That was my fave.
I thought there was something wrong with my microphone.
Nope. Playing the long game. He was doing the seduction.
Great.
3 points for the most developed character. Which written character feels most alive? I'm going to give that to Basil. Basil gets that one from me. 4 points for the best written review. Which review was crafted most cohesively? I was most impressed, just in a literary sense, with Curtis Valentine. Really liked the noir. I think it matched the vibe very well. I was impressed with that one. And I've got to say, the review that made me laugh the most was Joshua saying he was going to fuck my mom. That review did make me laugh the most, much to my chagrin. So write down those points for yourselves before I know who actually wrote what. Now I have to guess who wrote each review. Contestants, ready your whiteboards to finish recording your scores. Because if I fail to guess the correct writer, the contestant author gets a point. But if I do find them out, they lose a point. And if I fail to guess any of the three, I lose. So we're going to start with review number 1, read by Josh. That was our character, Joshua. And I'm going to go ahead and give it I'm going to give it to Avery. I think Avery wrote that one. I think Josh wrote Curtis Valentine, and I think Jeffrey wrote Basil. All right. Let's figure out where the rest of the points go. Who really wrote review number 1, Joshua?
I did.
Did I get them all wrong? Fuck. Okay. Who really wrote Curtis Valentine?
I did.
Fuck, I had these guesses in my head and I got them right. I got the last one right.
You did it.
I'm fine. I misunderstood. And that means Jeffrey wrote Basil. Am I correct?
Yep.
Well, I didn't lose. C's get degrees, baby. All right, everyone, hold up your whiteboards with your score. Jeffrey has a 2. Avery has 6. And what does Josh have?
Fucking 8.
8, baby.
Gosh, oh my God, how the turntables have fucking turned. Look at that. That was not me messing up the phrase. I was doing the weird office thing, but then I just completed it.
Michael Scott. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, it sounded even dumber though, because I just did the whole thing. All right, so that means Josh wins and Jeffrey loses. Well done, everyone but the loser. Avery rides this middle like a motherfucker.
Can I just say that we're getting cyclical? So there was a time where I think I won almost 4 times in a row, and then I lost almost 3 times in a row, and now I'm back to how we were at the beginning, which is just Jeffrey and Josh trading, and you and I just kind of coming in second. Yeah. So we'll see.
The one I get right has really been saving me. That's really been keeping me afloat.
I also think this is the widest margin we've had in terms of win-loss.
8-2 is pretty brutal. That's
8
like
to 2 is
Alright.
devastating.
You don't need a point.
Josh really stomped Jeffrey into the dirt with that one. You know what else this helped me realize? Jeffrey really stacks up points on those improv points I give him, because he always kills me with the questions, and he didn't get any this time. And it kind of
I have also clocked that. Yes.
yeah.
And I
so
can tell you were really working hard on this one too. Those were some good
for
questions.
each member of the game show, we've compiled tailor-made punishments. We're going to review our list and find something truly awful for them to do. And since Jeffrey lost, he's going to put himself on mute so we can take a minute to discuss what will be done with him. We haven't been able to look at the Jeffrey one in a second.
Number 10 or
I
number
was just
11?
I was just looking at 10 too.
10 is fun because you get some live action.
Should we go with the 10's different than what we've done before?
Yeah, 10 is different.
We tried 10?
10 is different.
It's funny.
Also, this reminded me of the pancake episode. I forgot about that.
Oh,
Pancake-esque, but
Yeah.
worse somehow.
All right. Usually I have Jeffrey announce the punishment. Avery, do you want to announce Jeffrey's punishment for him?
Yes. Jeffrey, when speaking for yourself, not in character for the readings, you must speak exclusively via a paper bag puppet for that episode. If you do not use the puppet, you do it again the next week. You have to keep it elevated the entire time. The elbow cannot be resting on anything. You can hold the elbow, but you cannot rest it on a table. The paper bag must be eye level, like a second head.
But not resting it on anything is crazy. Crazy.
Well, it would just be Jeffrey playing with puppets if it weren't that. So.
Yeah, that's true. Well, there we go, Jeffrey. You can take yourself off mute. How do you feel about it?
This is so fucking humiliating. It is dehumanizing, I think. To not even see me, to just see a fucking puppet the whole time instead. So the episode little clip is gonna just be you three and then a fucking puppet.
No, it's next to you, I
Wait,
thought.
we didn't say you couldn't.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
it's
don't
next
get
to
to
me?
duck out of the screen.
It actually is kind of funny though if he has.
That would be kind of funny. That would be kind of funny if you
I
don't
think
see
he's
me
trying
at
to get
all.
himself out of a visual with a paper bag puppet
You
for the
could
whole
see-
episode. I think
I-
this is him.
All right, I
Playing
think
the
I'm
system.
proposing a good bit, but okay.
Uh-huh.
It sucks. I'm not looking forward to that at all.
This is a non sequitur, but I'm kind of like, what part of my brain development did not figure out that like just because I get 2 wrong in a 3-person group does not mean I got 3 wrong. That's a weird lack of logical spatial thinking there. Got to figure that out.
I think
It
it's
does
just
happen.
panic.
It
I think
does
it is
happen
panic.
like every time though.
It
I think
does
it's a
happen every
stress
time.
response.
It is a
Right.
stress response. I think it's actually probably a better explanation that I'm not very good at almost losing something than it is that I had a brain misdevelopment.
I also reread some of your punishment, Max, and
They're brutal. I really do
oh.
not want to lose. That's why I panic.
Some of
There's a
those
couple
are
of-
rough.
I'm
Yeah.
so excited. We'll get
those
to
are bad.
soon next week.
I'm really trying to get away from them. Well, that leaves us with one final matter, and it's learning what movie we'll be watching next week. And thank the fucking Lord, Jeffrey's not picking it. The winner has the honor of choosing the next week's movie. So, Josh, would you please enlighten us with your selection?
I'd love to. We are going to be watching the 1995 Gumby movie, baby.
Fuck you. Fuck you to death. That's horrible.
Fuck. That's so bad.
Gumby scares me so bad, and you know this.
I wish Jeffrey won. God damn it.
Gumby movie. That movie rocks.
I would watch Citizen Kane played by the Five Nights at Freddy's animatronics before I'd like to watch the fucking.
Have you seen the Gumby movie, Max?
No, I've just seen pictures of Gumby.
It rules. You're gonna love it.
Oh, I looked it up.
Genuinely, you are all going to love the Gumby movie. None of you
I
have
looked it
seen
up because I
you're all
thought-
going to love it.
I looked it up because I thought I was going to be able to say, "Oh, gang, it's okay. At least it's going to be short. It's an hour and a half. It's a full hour and a half." I was
It
like, "That's
rules.
Wait, wait.
Gumby is a walking nightmare.
Can I just say something for a second? Has Jeffrey ever seen a movie? Because at the beginning of this episode, he went, "Oh my God, Citizen Kane was so long; it was 2 hours." And that hour and a half movie is not short. Do you know what a movie is?
You're being really mean."
You just keep
It is
saying
deep.
ridiculous things about movies.
I've seen movies.
90 minutes is like definitely a short movie. That's a short movie.
I've seen 18 movies in my life.
Okay.
And most of them, 16 of them were for this show.
He skipped a couple.
I watched 2 other Fast and Furious movies after that
Yeah,
episode.
there you go. So Gumby got an interesting reaction. Let's, I'm curious to see what I think of it. All my experience with Gumby is that we used to play this game where you had to click one Wikipedia article and in the fewest number of clicks get to another Wikipedia article, and Gumby was one of our goals.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
My
Well,
dad used to have a large life-size inflatable Gumby that he kept around the house.
that's fucking weird. That's weird. Weird of Avery's dad.
That rocks.
That's fucking crazy. That's one of the weirder things I've heard you say.
You are all going to be converts into the halls of Gumby.
I guess so.
Well, listen, everyone. Just so you know, I grew up in opulent wealth. This whole lovable ruffian thing I've got going on is a front, and my real name is Reginald Bothersuck. Watch Gaslight Game Show on YouTube. Listen to us on Spotify and support us on our other platforms. Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. We'll be coming out with a new episode every week, and we'd love to hear from all of you. Comment, reach out, be loud and annoying. We love that. If we get 200 views, I'll give you a tour of my secret mansion, and you can stay in the shed where we keep the low people. Tune in soon for more torture. Bye for now.
Bye.
Next,
Bye-bye.
the little people. Oh man.
Avery, was all of a kidney and anal written, or did you add that last part?
No, that was both written.
That was funny. That was funny.
Thank you. Yeah,
Uh,
I wrote that. Yeah.
Oh, well, you wrote that character, so you're
I
really
did.
you're really in the mind of that one. I liked that one a lot. That was a clever
Thank you.
character.
Thanks. Thanks. I wrote it on a plane next to a woman who kept looking over and reading it and going, and then watching her like she's actually listening to a podcast. And
You should have told her to listen to Gaslight Game Show.
I should have, but she just kept looking over and then she go, and then turned back. And I miss her every day of my life.
Hysterectomy sounds like something you'd have to like study in a push.
Yeah.
Sure.
That was,
yeah.
That was a real zinger. That was a real zinger for me.
Oh man.
Hard hitting comedy here. Boundary pushing. Don't cut that for being too controversial.
Anyone have a list?
Oh, we haven't been doing lists.
Lists are fun.
I think I can maybe do a list, but if
No.
somebody
No.
Y'all are being mean. Oh, okay, hold on. I have a list. Give me a second.
Citizen
All right.
Kane was too long.
Boom. I got a list. Boom. I can do it too. It goes Max, Josh, Avery, Jeffrey.
I always think it's interesting when Max and Jeffrey are on polar opposites, so I'm curious.
I know. It's a good list.
Who has watched the most movies in their life?
No. Though I can. Yeah, that's okay. I can buy that list. That list would make sense.
Yeah.
But no.
That'd be
Probably
true.
probably a funnier list than that.
Yeah.
Is this the order of your screen?
No.
Like
no,
from left
it's
to
not.
right or right to left?
I was gonna guess that too, actually.
But not a bad guess. Not a bad guess. But
No, that is. I mean, it's sad that we even had guessed that.
Is it purely something structural or about reality as opposed to a personality trait? Okay.
To build off of what Max said, and clarify what I said earlier, it's sad that we even have to guess that. I don't mean that it's sad that Avery guessed that. I mean that it's sad that Jeffrey's list is most certainly just something completely inane that we can observe, and it has nothing to do with an actual thought process that goes beyond anything like purely objective, like that a child would see.
You're just being mean. You're being so mean. I don't get to do the lists a lot. And I really stuck my neck out to try one, and all I'm doing is getting hate. This is not encouraging me to do this again.
Oh,
we have a hint.
Can you have a hint?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of something subtle I can do. It involves the order in which people were born.
Is this-
Just oldest to youngest?
Fuck, you got that really fast after I said that. Yeah.
That's not even right.
Yes, it
What?
is.
Yes, it is.
Avery's
Oldest to
older than I am.
youngest.
Avery's older
No.
than me.
I think so.
Are you not? How old are you right now, Avery?
No, I am older than you.
Yeah. What the fuck?
I can't do
I like
anything
it.
right.
Yeah.
That
Man,
one. Right.
Jeffrey, you look sad, but you're gonna be so happy when you watch the Gumby movie.
I'm looking up the Gumby movie.
End the episode. End the episode.
Yeah, end the episode.
That's a really aggressive way to end it. I feel like I'm going to alienate our viewers.
This shit.
I love you, all our viewers.
This movie has
I
a
don't love
20% on. This movie has a 20% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, damn
Fuck
it.
yeah, dude.
Because Gumby is an incarnation of evil.
The director.